The even ones already are worked out on the solutions guide, so you should have been able to check those. The other ones, if they're done, great. If not, we can do them together. But remember, this assignment is due tomorrow morning, so don't forget to submit it. This is a free 100. But each situation that you guys come to, I want you to approach it the same way. First thing is look at your denominators. Are your denominators different or the same? They're the same. So we know that we can just put our parentheses around them and continue from there. What else do you notice about this problem before you start? It's what? They're subtractions. So what I like to do is I'm going to put this in parentheses. I'm going to change this to a plus sign and then stick the minus right there. So I remember I have to do what with that negative sign? Distribute. Good. All right, so since our denominator is the same, we're just going to rewrite it as x plus 2, and we're going to combine like terms. I have x minus 1 first, and then I have negative x, and when I distribute a negative times a negative is a positive. So my denominator stays the same as x plus 2. What can I combine? What's a positive x and a negative x? They cancel, right? And then I have negative 1 plus 4 gives me? Negative 1 plus 4 gives me what? 3. Is there anything you can simplify? Is there any GCF anywhere you can take out? Is there any number on the top and bottom that's exactly the same? Any parentheses, it's exactly the same. Those are the questions you need to ask yourself every single time you do this. All right, let's look at number 41. Look at our denominators. All right, can you factor anything out? Can you make them any smaller? No. I'm going to put parentheses around them. And what do you notice about these two denominators, guys? They're different. So the beauty of having two completely different denominators is to get our common, we just multiply them together. We just stick them together, and that becomes our least common denominator. So then we check our fractions. My first fraction already has the 3x plus 2. What is it missing? The x plus 1. So if I multiply the bottom by x plus 1, I have to multiply the top by x plus 1. My second fraction has the x plus 1. What is it missing? The 3x plus 2. What you multiply on the bottom, you have to be fair and multiply to the top. Now all three have the exact same denominator. So now we're going to multiply. I have 1 times x is x. 1 times 1 is a positive 1. Then I have my plus sign. X times 3x is 3x squared. And x times 2 is plus 2x. Everybody with me? Okay. Rewrite your denominator again. 3x plus 2, x plus 1. And now we combine like terms. Let's write our numerator in standard form. So what's going to come first? 3x squared. Good. Then what? Plus, where'd you get 3x? 1x plus 2x is 3x. And then I have my plus 1. And we have to check. Does this factor? Are there factors of 3 that are going to multiply to give me 3 and also add to give me 3? No. So we're good to go. Questions? All right. Let's look at number 43. Again, we look at our denominators first. Is there anything that I can factor out of either of these denominators? A 2. I can take out a 2 in this one. This becomes x plus 2. My other one just stays x plus 2. All right. What else do you notice about this problem? It's subtraction, so I'm going to go ahead and change this and stick the subtraction sign right in front. Now, this is a different kind of denominator situation. You don't just stick them all together because you want to find the least common, not just a common one. So when you have denominators that are kind of similar, but they're not exact, you write down first what they have in common. What do they both have in common? An x plus 2, okay? And then you write down the thing that one of them has that the other one doesn't, which is what? A 2. Now we look and we say, okay, my first fraction has both of the 2 and the x plus 2. So do I do anything to that one? No, just a 3. Then I have plus. My second fraction has the x plus 2. What is it missing? The 2, which you multiply on the bottom, you multiply to the top. So this becomes a negative 2x. Now, how would I like you to rewrite that? I would like you to rewrite that as negative 2x plus 3 over 2 times x plus 2. Other than a negative, there's nothing to take out. If you want to rewrite it so the negative is out, you could rewrite it like this. -1 and then 2x minus 3 over 2 times x plus 2. You are welcome to do that if you want to, but you don't have to. But is there anything in the numerator and the denominator that can simplify? Anything? No? You just have -1/2 out in front. That's fine. But they don't simplify or anything, so just leave it. Just circle it. You can leave that one or this one. Doesn't matter. And then the last one. Then we're going to get WebAssign set up. All right, ladies and gents. Let's go with pink. First thing I look at, is there anything in any denominator that I can simplify? I have x. Can I simplify, guys, x squared plus 1? No, you're not allowed to do that. Can I simplify anything with x cubed plus x? What can I take out? They both have an x. Okay, so take out an x, so I'm left with x squared plus 1. All right, this is another one of those cases where the denominators kind of look the same-ish. The last one has both pieces, and then the other two just have one or the other. So what do you think my common denominator is going to be between the three of these? X times what? X squared plus 1. Perfect. Perfect. So I look at my first fraction. My first fraction already has the x. What's it missing? The x squared plus 1. So if I multiply the bottom by x squared plus 1, then I multiply the top by x squared plus 1. My second fraction has the x squared plus 1. What is it missing? The x. If I multiply the bottom by x, then I multiply the top by x. And then my last fraction has everything. So do I need to do anything? No. Remember, guys, what kind of a 1 is this right here? It's a -1. So you're distributing -1 times x squared is -x squared. -1 times 1 is -1. Plus 2 times x is 2x, and then plus 1. So let's rewrite our denominator as x times x squared plus 1. And then let's simplify. What comes first? -x squared. What is, then I have plus 2x. And then what's a +1 and a -1? They're going to cancel. So again, I want you guys to simplify the numerator as much as possible. We need to see if there's anything hidden in there that we could possibly factor out. I'm going to factor out a -x because I lead with a negative. So if I take out that -x, do you guys agree I'm left with x minus 2 over x times x squared plus 1? Do we see anything? Do we see anything that we could cancel? The x on the outside here cancels with the x on the outside here. Anything that's in that parenthesis that's attached to a plus or minus sign, you cannot just cancel unless it's exactly the same on top and bottom. But in this case, we factored out the x that they had in common, and then you saw that you could simplify. So when you rewrite your answer, guys, it doesn't matter where the negative is. You could have it in the numerator. You could put it in the denominator. You could just stick it out in front. It doesn't matter, but it has to be there because that fraction itself is negative. Does that make sense? Everybody okay? Okay, that's it.